G'day folks, Cam Wild Touring. It's time to upgrade my UHF. I have been running in the past a little GME TX4350. This was a good unit, no real complaints. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. The only reason I'm upgrading it is because the handpiece was getting a little bit dicky. The push to talk button isn't always working now. And there's better units available now that have features that are of more use to me. So I'm upgrading that one. So what I'm doing a review on today is what I'm upgrading to is the Oricom dual receive DTX4200, and I've gone with Oricom 6.5 decibel antenna. So I'll do a little bit of an unboxing, talk to you about the features of it. I'll show you how easy they are to fit yourself. Super easy DIY fitment, and then we'll go test it out and see what it does. So in the box here, so what do we got here? We've got the manual, probably won't be needing that. We've got the unit itself. Now this is a 5 watt 80 channel unit, which is pretty standard across the UHFs on the market available today. It's actually IP54 dust and splash water resistant, which surprises me. But this is a hideaway or a remote unit, so you can wire this up underneath your dash. It does have a speaker in it, but there's also going to be a speaker in the handpiece as well. So you can hide this out of sight and control all the functions of the radio with the handheld mounted to your dash. So there's the handheld unit, quite a big display on it. It's got a dial switch here, which is quite nice. Control that with your fingers or your thumb, so there's the push to talk there. Fits quite nicely in the hand, it's a nice little piece. A couple of fixings for attaching the bracket that the unit's going to sit in itself. And that'll fit to my dash somewhere to mount the handpiece. All plastic. Power feed, got an inline fuse, no terminals on the ends of the power cable, so you'll have to put your own terminals on if you're going straight to the battery. I guess they've left that so you've got several different options on how to fit it, where to pull your power from, so I'll show you the two options that I would suggest for you. And that's it for in the box. Oh, one more thing. It comes with a 2-meter extension cable for the handpiece, which I quite like, because that means you can mount that handpiece wherever you want. You can have it up here on your roof console or up on your pillar. You've got a lot more options for where you want to put it. And like I said, there's a speaker in this as well, so you can put that somewhere near your ear so you can hear. But if you want to, there is a 3.5mm audio jack there, so you can run an extension speaker if you want to. That's going to be the antenna off the back, and that's going to be the handpiece off the front. So let's get it fitted. So first thing I'll do is mount this antenna with a bull bar and run the coaxial cable through to where the unit's going to sit. So there's the mast, pretty flash looking. And the spring base. Now Oricom have done the righty, and they've got all the connections for your coaxial cable are already fitted, so you're not soldering them yourself, because if you do a crappy connection here, it seriously compromises your transmission distance and how clear you are and whatnot. Even I would rather not have to do that connection myself, because it does affect it. So we'll mount that spring base. Got a little spring washer there and a nut to button up. Take that cap off. And that's how you thread your mast on, which I will do when I'm outside of the carport. once you've threaded your mast on, there's a little grub screw there on the side to tighten in to keep it on so it doesn't rattle off, and it's a little bit harder to be pinched. Right, we're going to run that coax through your engine bay, whichever way you want to go, whether it's through the across the front of the grill or towards the back of the firewall, and then through the grommet in your firewall out into behind your dash, where we're going to attach it to the unit itself. Little tip here, especially with these modern utes, you get a lot of flex between the bull bar and the vehicle itself because the body of the car and the bull bar are on different mounts. So never run your coax between the body of your car and your bull bar, because that flex will actually probably break your cable. So I'm going to run it straight through the grill here. So just use a little bit of common sense, and anywhere it looks like it's going to be rubbing on anything or vibrating around, get yourself some zip ties and fix it off to something solid. Now to get through the firewall, because I've still got my existing antenna cable that was coming through, all I'm going to do is duct tape the end of my old one and the end of my new one together, and then I'm going to pull the old one through so it pulls my new one into that area. If you're not replacing an old one and this is a brand new install, find that little gland there down on your firewall, poke a hole through it, stick a hard bit of fencing wire or a coat hanger through, and do the same thing. Tape the end of this to the end of your coat hanger, pull it through. That's the easiest way. So I'll take all that slack out, pull the tape off. Right, now that that's through, we attach this little adapter, came in the pack, and that's what will screw into the back of the unit. Handpiece screws in the front. Remember, if you want to, you can use the 2 meter extension, so you could run the handpiece up here, or up there, or up here, or wherever you want. For me, I'm going to put it back in the dash where I had my old one, and it just so happens that the old mount I had fits the new one, so that's good. Coventry's ringing. G'day, Cam speaking. Cam. Sorry about that, that was Coventry's. I'm trialling some new DBA brake pads, hoping they're better than Bendix, so I'll pick them up tomorrow. Right, so plug this bad boy in. So I'll mount that bracket now. I know where I want it, just there. Slide her into position. Like that. Now for power. My existing power cable is going to work if I can just get a bit more length in the harness. So they're all pretty standard, so that'll work. But if it didn't and you were running this as a new unit, the kit came with harness here. So the fused end would go to your battery, and you'd have to solder a couple of battery terminals on, just a couple of ring terminals, or even crimp them on with a set of pliers. Obviously black goes to negative, red goes to positive. The other end, which would have to go through the engine bay and through that gland in your firewall and out to the unit, these simply push into that little connector, which will plug into the back of your unit. So everything is there to do, you've just got to crimp some terminals or solder some terminals onto the end of those bare ends. And then it also comes with a little, what is it, 3 amp fuse for your fuse holder there. Remember, if you're going to do this yourself, that the fused end is the closest end to your battery. Alrighty, so driving this thing's pretty simple. I haven't read the manual, I've just played with it for a couple of minutes. It's pretty intuitive, which is generally a good sign of good design. So look, the main reason that I wanted to get the Oricom over something else like the XRS, which is similar price, that's the GME XRS. What this has got over that and anything else on the market is that it's got a dual receive function. So what that means is I'm on channel 21 here, I can transmit on that channel, listen to that channel, at the same time, I'm also listening to a second channel. If I press this, you'll see what the other channel is. I'm also on 19. So from this display, I'm listening to 21 and 19 at the same time. If I press push to talk, I'm transmitting on this channel. It'll show up here which channel is actually transmitting. I can set the volume differently for this channel and for the other channel that I'm listening to, so that you know that, if one's really loud, it's this channel, and the quieter one coming through is the other channel. And if I want to transmit on the other channel I'm listening to, I just press the swap button, and then I can transmit on that one, and I'm still listening to that other 21. So that's a really cool feature. The beauty of that is, you're doing the Googs track, the Canning Stock Route, the Simpson Desert, anything like that, and you might be, you're supposed to be on channel 10, so that other people in other groups can talk to you if they need to, and that so you can announce where you are on the track. But say you're in a convoy and you want to have a conversation with your mob as well. You can do that with this UHF. You can be listening to channel 10 at the same time as chatting to your boys on channel 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever. So that's a really nice feature. Same deal when you're on the highway. You can be having a conversation with someone else on 18 while you're listening to 40, so you can still hear the other caravanners and truckers and whatnot. So yeah, that's the coolest feature about the Oricom DTX4200. Other than that, there's a lot of other little niceties, like the fact that it's dual speaker, the speaker there, and I like that it's got the backlit display, so at night you can actually see it, and it's a big display, so you can actually read the bloody thing. You don't need glasses on. Really easy to drive. You can change that backlit color as well, so you can change it to to red at night, so it's a bit easier on your eyes. I should mention as well, if you don't want to have the two channels going at once, you can just hold down that swap button and it actually turns this second channel off. So now it just operates like any other UHF and it's just single channel. Hold that again, turns the other channel back on. So for me, what I would probably have it set to is 40 on the second channel and the first channel on 18. So I can chat to my convoy on 18, flick across to 40, chat to them if I want to, but listening to both at the same time. So overall, really nice unit, easy to install, easy to operate, and seems to do a good job. It's competitively priced. It's around the $400 mark. The only thing that I don't like about this DTX, and something I think they could do a little bit better, was that power cable. I think they should have put ring terminals on the end of it so that it's a little bit easier for people to DIY install. It's not an issue for me. I can crimp my own terminals on, solder my own terminals on if I needed to, but I got lucky and I was able to use my existing wiring anyway. But I think that might put some people off, so I'll let Oricom know that, and maybe that's something they'll change in the future. I don't know. But other than that, really good unit. Do yourself a favour, have a look at the Oricom DTX4200. Cheers, guys. Oops. Didn't sound good. Went a little bit overboard with the tape. Did I ever? Handpiece, what'd I do with it? Shit, this bracket is no joke. There we go.